Welcome to the brand new Draymond Green Show YouTube channel. Hit subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our content. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Draymond Green Show. We're back with another episode discussing the end of the NBA Finals. Number one, I want to apologize to all of our subscribers and fans who were here a couple nights ago when the Celtics closed out the finals. I am currently out of the country, and so was kind of having some technical difficulties. It was 5 a.m. where I am at the time that the game finished and we were going live. And I must tell you, I am probably equally as pissed off as you were because I stayed up till 5 a.m. to watch a blowout and not do a podcast. And quite frankly, I probably could have went to bed in the first quarter because the writing was on the wall towards the end of the first quarter. Second quarter, you kind of knew the writing was on the wall that the Celtics would get their 18th banner that they tried to get against the Dubs and didn't work.
We're this close to crowning an NBA champion. I like the Celtics, by the way, in 6. Jaylen Brown's going to be my MVP, and I love the Celtics in Game 1. But sign up, 90 seconds, put in the code Colin, C-O-L-I-N, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. If you're a new customer, bet $5, that's it. Just bet $5 and you'll get $150 instantly in bonus bets. The code Colin, C-O-L-I-N, shows them that you're a new customer to get $150 in bonus bets only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. I'm leaning Celtics in 6, baby.
As a 12-year NBA veteran, recovery is very important to me. As I continue to get a little older, the body just doesn't bounce back the way it used to. So I'm a big fan of Hyper Ice, especially their Normatec boots. What's great about the new Normatec Elite is that they ditched all the extra hoses and control units from the old model. This one is fully self-contained with a small set of buttons to select your compression level. Super easy to travel with and to get set up after a hard workout or a big game. On top of that, the Normatec Elite packs 4 hours of battery life. That's enough juice to get full leg compression cycles in before games, after games, and even on the plane. And don't get me started on the tech inside this thing. Hyper Ice has been pioneering recovery science for years, and the brand new Normatec Elite takes it to another dimension with 7 different compression levels to choose from. But it's not just for pro athletes. Everyone can get their hands on these to help with recovery, increasing circulation, and reducing swelling in the lower body. Shop all your warm-up and recovery needs at hyperice.com. Use code Draymond for 15% off your order today. Exclusions apply. However, yes, I do apologize. And like I said, I was equally as upset because then I had to get up at 8 o'clock in the morning. I tried kind of making this thing work till about 6 o'clock in the morning. And so it kind of set up the rest of my day. Nonetheless, I pushed through, and I thank you for your support, to our loyal subscribers. Thank you, and I do apologize. But we back today. And let's get into it. Also, we have an interview dropping tomorrow. It'll be a fun interview. I'll let you know who the interview is. If you stay to the end of this podcast, I'll let you know. So let's get into it. The Celtics beat the Mavs to win the NBA for an all-time NBA-leading 18th NBA Finals. Jaylen Brown wins the Finals MVP. Number one, congratulations to the Boston Celtics. Congratulations to JB on the Finals MVP. Congratulations to JT on his first NBA championship of what I do not think is his last. Congrats to Jrue Holiday on his second NBA championship. Congrats to my young Spartan dog who got in and played big minutes, by the way. Hit a big 3 in game 4? 3. Game 3. Hit a big 3. Shout out to my young Spark dog, Xavier Tillman. That's, like I said, that's my Spartan dog is Michigan State. And I received a text from Michigan State approving a picture today of me with a trophy because we got another champion and the murals got to come down for the Spartans as champions. They're making new ones. And so to see one of my young fellas win a championship couple of my young fellas win championships is absolutely amazing. To witness JT after all that he's been going through, like I told you all, I think there's this imaginary clock. I know that there's this imaginary clock. I don't think that there's an imaginary clock. I know that there is. The way you see it manifest itself with JT is no MVP votes, average 30 points. People won't even mention him in the MVP conversation. Won the Eastern Conference by 30 games. No recognition for it. As if, like I said, as if he wasn't averaging 30 or 28 or whatever he averaged. Zero recognition for it. Why? Because they start your clock. And so for JT, who went to the conference finals as a rookie, and 5 conference finals, if I'm not mistaken, in his first 7 years, which this is being here just completed year 7, they started the clock. And so then you start to get to year 3, 4, and they're looking and they're like, well, you already been to the conference finals, so that's not enough. They start your clock. You've seen it happen kind of with Trae Young, where they go to the Eastern Conference Finals sooner than expected. And then all of a sudden, next couple of years, they haven't, and everybody's like, oh, they need to trade him. They need to move on. That's because they start your clock. And so for JT to see them start his clock, not get the MVP recognition that he deserves and all these things, to see him persevere through that and actually finish the job. Oh, and by the way, with JT, not only the conference finals, then in year 5, you actually do the thing, right? Like you actually get there and you lose to a team that obviously we've had the success that we've had, but to a team that most people said y'all should beat. And in turn, they hold it against you. So the last 2 years for him has been just like, yeah, he make all NBA because he's that good, and like, how can you leave him off? Like make an all-star because he's that good. But like, come on, like if you're watching, like, like, so when I say, like, like not the same love that was there for him before. And so, like I said, to see a guy persevere through that, not make it all about himself to where he sabotages the game and try to chase a finals MVP, because then we all know what everybody's going to say then. Like, oh, yeah, you won, but you didn't get the finals MVP, so you still have something more to prove. Like, well, quite frankly, us as athletes, we are our biggest critics. Us as athletes, we are our biggest motivators. And us as athletes, we do the work. So, and the standards that we have for ourselves is way higher than what people have for us. And so regardless of that, of course, he still has something to prove. You know why? Because he's a competitor, because he's a champion, and he's in year 7. And by the way, the feeling that he's going through right now and experiencing, like that high, that cloud that he's rolling through on in life, in a few weeks, he'll go through this space of almost a depression. And it's interesting because for 3 weeks, you kind of ride this wave. Like you ride this wave of like, man, every room you walk into for the rest of the summer, people are going to say, what's up, champ? Hey, champ. And you feel so great about it because you know the journey that you went through to accomplish it. And then you get free meals everywhere you go. You get all the perks. All of the perks. You go to a hotel you usually go to, a hotel you check in for the first time. They got your initials on the pillows, the sheets. Like, the stuff that starts happening after you win it's incredible. And then you kind of go through this depression maybe in like 3 to 4 weeks. JT will be in the Olympics, so it could extend for him. But you end up going through this like small depression. And no, I'm not talking a serious depression like people may deal with. And I take mental health very seriously. But you go through this small depression, and what that depression is driven by is, man, that feeling felt so good My biggest fear is now to never feel that feeling again. And guess what? In that moment, there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. You know why? Because you can't go play the game. So you have to wait. At minimum, an entire year. At maximum, it's infinity. It could go on and on. However, that's what you kind of go through. So with JT, I'm so happy for him because when people go through that, what he's been going through, they start asking for trades. They start asking for guys to be traded. They start saying, man, me and JB can't work, and I'm going to believe the narrative that everyone else is pushing. And because I am Jayson Tatum, I'm going to go try to push him out because then that takes what they're saying about me off. He didn't do that. He stood pat right there with his brother, and they went and did it. And they got the utmost respect from me. I'm happy to see them brothers win a championship. They got my utmost respect because anybody that once you become a champion, you got my respect. There is no more this thing or that thing no, you got all my respect. Quite frankly, which is why I didn't want to see some teams win a championship because everybody don't deserve my respect. But if you become a champion, it's not up to me whether you get my respect or not. You took it. You took the respect. And so, happy to see some guys win a championship that A, I already respected, but B, that you want to respect because they should be respected. So congratulations to Al Horford, a guy who I've had a few battles with, and you bump up in the game, never an issue. Much respect for him anyway, just as a player, as a person. But Al has talked his shit at times. His sister get on there and talk hers at times. And it gets interesting. It gets fun, nonetheless, to see Al go all these years as a two-time NCAA champion and then never get to experience that high at this level. Keep pushing, and get through it. Leave Boston, come back, and do it. Nothing but respect. Congratulations. Coach Joe Mazzulla, youngest ever, if I'm not mistaken. If not the youngest ever, the youngest since Bill Russell since 1969. Congrats, Coach. Well-deserved. Put the work in. Came off of Ime, getting to a world championship, getting to the NBA Finals, losing. And then come in and lose to the Miami Heat. After going down 3-0, battling back, getting to 3-3, and then losing in 7. Everybody wants your head. Oh, we just went to the finals. Everybody start calling for Ime back. We need Ime. This guy comes and loses in the first round. Stuck with it. Congrats to them. Brad Stevens made the moves that needed to be made. Congrats to him. So it's fun to see. I had a conversation with JT yesterday, which was a fun conversation. For me, when you have a relationship with someone, for me, I only want to see them do well. It's crazy because I remember going back to the NBA Finals in 2022, and I didn't say a word to JT. And I think I might have told y'all this story before. I didn't say a word to him. And I didn't say a word because we're in the NBA Finals. I don't need anything that can take me off my square. And the love that I have for that young man right there can take me off my square. And so I didn't say hi. I didn't say bye. I did see Deuce in the hallway a couple times and Moms in the hallway a couple times, and I definitely said hi to them. But nothing. And to be quite honest with you, because of the relationship, because of the love that I do have for him, it actually was bothering me. And it was bothering me because I could actually see he didn't know what the hell to think. First time playing in the NBA Finals. So he didn't know what to make of it. And it was actually bothering me that I could see that. Like, and the moment it finished, I ran and I saw the picture actually recently. I went straight to him and hugged him. And I told him, I said, it's been bothering me so much to not talk to you. But now you get it. I said, but now you get it. Now you now understand what the mindset has to be and like in order to actually do this. Many people get close, go to a finals and lose and never go back. Like, I said, now you see. I said, it bothered me going through it, but I know. I had done it 3 times, or I know what it. But now you can see it. And so to see him do that, I called him the other day, yesterday, and he had the trophy, smiling, ear to ear, and he just holds the trophy. And he said to me, he said, I don't know what I thought this was going to feel like, but whatever I thought is way better. Like, it doesn't even come close to what I actually thought it would feel like. And, like, the thoughts that you have of winning a championship are pretty, like, you know, it didn't come close to what I even thought it felt like. Like, it's way more. And I just called him, number one, to say congratulations. But number two, I said to him, I just need to feel this energy because I know what it's like. Like, when you're around someone that just won a championship, the vibrations that you catch from them, like, they are at their frequency level is at an all-time high. Like, it's just radiating. And I called him. I said, I'm just calling to tell you congratulations. I'm happy for you. And I also need to feel some of that energy. Like, I just need to feel it. Like, I want to feel that energy right now. And he like, man. And we laughed, talking on the phone. I start yelling, like let's go. Like, and I told him, like, when a little brother of mine win a championship, I feel like I won a championship because to see them experience that, you know the feeling. And I got a chance to feel that energy, and then I'm like, all right, bye. Like, go have your fun. I'm out your hair. I wanted to see your face and say congratulations. I'll talk to you later. Have fun. Like, we was on FaceTime. The energy that I felt coming through a FaceTime was absolutely amazing. Absolutely incredible. So I know I just went on a whole loop, but congrats to JT. Congrats to the Boston Celtics. Congrats to JB. Well-deserved. Fun to watch. Now let's get into this podcast. Psych. Anyway, so when you look at the Boston Celtics season, this is a team that has their top 8 or 9 guys in their rotation coming back all under contract. And so you start to ask yourself, can this team do it again? Now, sometimes that can get dicey when you got so many guys under contract because sometimes you can come back when you don't get new blood. Like, sometimes you win a championship and then you get new blood in, and when you get the new blood in, they want to feel that feeling. You know, they see you get your rings on ring night. Like, they see the banner go up. When y'all walking around, every arena you go to or maybe not every arena you go to, but definitely every game, your home arena, you're defending champions. Like, you hear that. And so when you get new blood in, they want to feel that too. They want to experience that. And sometimes that can drive you because then, like, once you win your first one, it becomes like you through these championships, what you appreciate most is the journey. But once you get your first one, the best part about getting the next one is seeing the guys that get it for the first time and how they react. Because then what it does for you is it take you back mentally to your first time and how you reacted. And it's very interesting to watch. I've enjoyed that part of the process. So anyway, they're bringing their top 8 back. And like I said, which sometimes can get a little tricky, because I'll just be completely honest with you. They won't be as hungry for the next championship as they was for the first championship. It's just not a realistic thing. Now, not saying to you they won't be hungry and their goal coming into next season won't be to win the championship again. Of course that's going to be their goal. But to think that you're going to have the same hunger for your first $1 million as opposed to your second $1 million is not the same. Now, doesn't mean you're not hungry, but it's not driven from the same place. Right? It doesn't come from the same place. What it is for the competitors, for those that are seeking greatness and want to be great, you find different things to continue to push you. But nobody ever said, oh, man, I got my first $1 million. I got to get the next two doing it the same way. No, it don't. You feel a little better after the first one. You feel a little more accomplished after the first one. And so they're bringing all 8 guys back in their top 8 of their rotation, which I think is great because it does put you in the space of, can we compete for multiple championships now? Can we be the first team in 7 years to go back-to-back? Can we do that? I think in the history, there's like 11 teams that's went back-to-back or something like that. Can we be that next one? You know, you look at this Boston Celtics team, they had like blank banners up in their practice facility, and like their whole talk for the last X amount of years has been getting banner 18. Number one, you all know I don't like the Boston Celtics. Y'all fans are rude, and I dislike y'all because y'all were assholes to me when I was there for the finals, and I'll never forget it. And so I don't like y'all. However, I was thinking about this last night. For a franchise in the NBA to like publicize how much they're going after banner 18 is crazy. Like, that's not standard practice in NBA. It's just not. They actually did it. I got nothing but respect for that. A lot of people will tell you got to go, don't tell nobody, because they try to tear it down. They kept telling us our goal. We got to get banner 18 and number 18, 18, 18. And they actually went and did it. And if you can't respect that, I can respect that. So if you can't respect that, I'm sorry, but I can't respect you, because that is the definition of standing on what you speak on, standing on business, however you want to break it down. That is it. I'm telling you what I want. I'm telling you I'm going to get it. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to get it. I went and look, I did it. I got it. I got nothing but respect for that. So, I think it could get a little dicey. I think one thing that you could see is like, this team is really good, but like in the regular season, it may not be as great. You know, they ran through the regular season this year. Sometimes you see a team like this come back and they fall to the 3 seed or something like that. 4 seed doesn't mean they can't win a championship, by the way. I said all of that to say I do think this team is set up to compete for multiple titles. When you talk about a potential dynasty, I don't quite see that happening, because I think we got new rules and we got a second apron and all of those things. And like, JT contract ain't kicked in yet. His new big deal that he gonna get, by the way, that man gonna get $400 million or something like that. Very close to it. Those things haven't kicked in yet. And so when those deals start to kick in, you start to hit that second apron, it just changes things. And I think, quite frankly, with those rules being in, I don't know if we'll ever see another dynasty. But right now, they have a chance quickly to build it. I think people start calling us a dynasty when we won 3. And so they got a chance to do it quickly, though. Quickly. Does it get done? I don't know. I just think these new rules makes it a lot tougher to do. However, just like when we was able to enhance our team on what has started off great and we were doing great and doing big things, we were able to enhance our team and add Kevin Durant because there was a salary cap spike. Well, guess what's coming up next year, guys? A new TV deal, just like 2016. And so who knows how it plays out? But They definitely have a chance to do it. So we'll see. On the Dallas side, they are also bringing back most of their guys that's under contract that were key contributors, but they lost. And so when you lost, you then go into the summer like, what's that one piece that we needed to get over that hump? And the mindset is just totally different, by the way. And sometimes to get that one piece that you think you need, you have to give up a piece or two. And it just doesn't look the same, you know? It could, but sometimes it doesn't, you know? And so that's kind of the situation, you know, the space where Dallas sits. Or you could say, you know what, we were right there, only played together 5 months, give it another year together, and like this team can really do it. I don't know. I think, I've become very friendly with Mark Cuban. I actually fucking love Mark. He's a great person. And we talked about it on the podcast. But Mark really pissed me off when he said I didn't know business and told me I need to go to Kelly Business School. However, speaking with him and, he came on the pod and I actually like Mark a lot. And Nico, I think, I know Nico and Mark, like those guys go after it. And so they're never going to be satisfied with making it to the NBA Finals. Mark Cuban has become who he's become because he just presses. Like, that's who he is. I have no doubt that he's not about to double down. Like, whatever he feels needs to be that next move, him and Nico, he'll make it. And so.
A lot of Paul George rumors already.
Paul George rumors. I'm sure other rumors will start popping up. I saw Clay rumors. Like, you start to see different rumors for sure. But one thing we know for certain, though, Jackson, is Mark Cuban is not one that's afraid to swing. He will take this. I mean, he swung on Kyrie Irving. Nico allowed Nico to trust his instinct, trust what he know. And Kyrie Irving was huge for the Dallas Mavericks. They're not in the NBA Finals if Kyrie isn't there. So we know they'll swing. So, it makes for an interesting time. Make for a good rematch on Christmas Day. Because I think our Christmas Day game would definitely be a rematch of Luka and JT and JB and Kyrie. And I think, in Boston, so we can see that. But yeah, nonetheless, that's kind of my take or where I sit on the thoughts of both teams after the championship. I asked you all the question, can they do it again? Quite frankly, I don't think they can do it again next year because I think the Dubs are going to do it again next year. So that's kind of where I stand on that. There's been a lot of stuff going on in the NBA since that, though. Number one, I saw something that come across my screen that said Pascal Siakam got $190 million, 89.5 or whatever it is, 189.5. Congratulations to Pascal. A guy, I remember playing Pascal his rookie year, and he was just kind of long, or first or second year long, and like springy, but he wasn't that good. And then like the next year, he just got way better. And then the following year, he got way better. And he's just continued to get better. And so to see guys put that work in, knowing where they started at, I always love that. Didn't come in, everybody thinking he's going to be what he's been, and yet getting another max contract. So congratulations to Pascal. Well-deserved, my brother. More news in the NBA. Monty Williams got fired by the Detroit Pistons after one season. Congratulations to Monty Williams on getting fired by the Detroit Pistons after season one. He get to go home and be with his family and pull in 60. I think he got 5 years, 65 left. So he had to pull in $65 million over the next 5 years while not coaching the Detroit Pistons. How crazy is that? To hire somebody for an all-time contract in NBA history and fire them the next year? You didn't even give a guy a chance to actually build what you thought he could build when you hired him for 6 years. You signed him to 6 years. You sign someone to 6 years. You can't possibly think year one that's like, oh, everything's changing. Like, you need time to instill culture. Culture isn't built overnight. And so I would love to say I was shocked. I was the least bit shocked, actually. Because, I grew up in the state of Michigan, and Joe Dumars isn't with the Pistons anymore. And so it's just been interesting ever since. So as shocked as I am, I'm not shocked at all. But congratulations to Monty Williams. $65 million coming your way to sit at the crib and not have to not coach the Detroit Pistons. Monty Williams is now on the free agent market. And I know that the Los Angeles Lakers have been like, I don't know what's going on. But I know something's going to happen fast because you got the draft coming up, you got free agency coming up. Like, it's been quite a while. And, like, I don't know what exactly is going on, but, like, something's going on. And I know Anthony Davis loved Monty Williams when he played for him at New Orleans. So you ask yourself, should the Lakers consider Monty Williams? And I say, of course, you got to consider him 100%, especially with that tie. You definitely got to consider him. Nonetheless, congratulations to Monty Williams. Also in NBA news, Sir Charles, the great Charles Barkley, says he's retiring from broadcasting after next season. Absolutely love Charles Barkley. You all know where our journey started. Our journey did not start in a great place. Chuck used to sit on TV and say he was going to punch me in my face. He called me Mr. Triple Single. He's had his fair share of jabs. And I've had my fair share of jabs as well. And nonetheless, I absolutely love that brother. And he is incredible. He is amazing. And if he retires, what a sad day for NBA basketball. Like, I mean, we've all grown accustomed to hearing that voice for the last 27 years talk NBA basketball. So what a sad day for NBA basketball whenever Chuck decides to retire. However, I just think Chuck's being very emotional. I don't think Chuck's about to retire. I think Chuck's just in a very emotional state right now. And he's processing those emotions. And, one day you may wake up and be like, you know what? I'm done with this stuff. I'm out of here while you're processing those emotions. And then you go a couple days, maybe a couple weeks, maybe even a couple months, because this decision doesn't have to be made today, tomorrow, or the next day. And then you probably come to your senses and be like, I'm not retiring. What was I thinking about? But you never really come back and tell people, I don't know what the hell I was thinking. You kind of just go along with it and you move on to the next thing. And that is what I expect from Chuck. I expect Chuck to never come back and tell us, I was tripping. I'm not retiring. I'm moving on to the next thing. But we will all watch him gracefully move on to the next thing. By the way, whether that is another year at Turner because Turner kept the rights, or we don't know what's going to happen with that thing, so I'm not going to even sit here and speak hypotheticals. The point I'm making is I think Chuck was just in his feelings. And as great as he is, at times we all can get a little bit of our feelings and get those thoughts twisted and not quite process them the way we thought that we would process them. And that is quite frankly what I think Chuck is going through right now. I don't think Chuck is retiring. I hope Chuck don't retire. Chuck is absolutely incredible. We all love Chuck. Even the ones that tend to hate or think they hate him, you go listen because we all love to hear what he has to say. And even when he would say, that team is a jump shooting team and they're never going to win a championship. Jump shooting teams don't win championships. And all of those things when Chuck used to say, and we made Chuck look like he didn't know what the hell he was talking about, I still would watch. And you still wanted to hear what he had to say. So what a sad day that would be. And I hope that that's not the case. If that is the case, we will do it properly, but it's been a job well done, sir. It's been an absolutely incredible pleasure to turn on TNT and hear Sir Charles make fun of people, talk great about people, but more importantly, entertain us like we had never been entertained during a basketball show in the history of this game that we love, this league that we love, known as the NBA. So, yeah, I don't think Chuck's going anywhere. But if he is, much love to Chuck, because he's been absolutely incredible. That's a wrap from this episode of the Draymond Green Show. I told you if you stayed into this point, I will let you know who we have tomorrow. And quite frankly, we have a guy another guy that beat me in the NBA Finals, which I'm not too happy about. This guy actually made one of the calls, in which we will talk about on the episode, so please check it out. But he made a call defensively that was like, adolescents play this defense. No one in the NBA at the time played this defense. Like, you play this defense in like 7th grade when a kid is like really good, or maybe even 10th grade when a kid is really good and you can't stop them and you like, we're going to this thing. And like, this guy, fucking Nick Nurse, who's our guest on the next show, decides to go this defense in the NBA Finals. And it actually crushed us. It worked. A defense that you use in childhood games worked. And he made that call. He had it in him to make that call. And in turn, he became a first-time NBA champion. We got Nick Nurse on the show. Make sure you all tune in. That will come out tomorrow. Please don't miss it. It was a great interview. I enjoyed it. I hope you all enjoy it as much as I did. But until then, until next time, that's a wrap from this episode of the Draymond Green Show.